Mic check.
You are listening to a few bro dudes that will make you laugh, cry, or both. The Vanilla Gorilla and Dropkick Mike try to be funny, but let's be honest. They need to try harder.
All right, welcome to the show, guys. We're gonna have like 8 football players and all from Rampart. Let's go around the room and introduce yourselves. Like I think you guys are just all beautiful unicorns, and you just your name and number on the football team.
Gabe Knapp, number 23.
I love it. Luke Pavlika, number 20.
Dalton Slaughter, number 64.
Kale Cormany, number 10.
All right, so we got 2 more on the way, and this is the first time I think any of these guys have been on a podcast except for Gabe Knapp.
When was I on it?
You were here when we had... You were here at one point in time. It was a while ago. It was a little bit.
Too many blows to the head. He doesn't remember.
So yesterday we played Bear Creek. What do you guys think? I mean, after going 0-3 and then coming out with probably one of the best defenses, like to me, like one of the best defenses in the state, and you guys pretty much destroyed them. I mean, it was a grind, but you did a really good job. So what do you guys think?
It was a much needed win, I think, for all of us. Like as like a just like get us going, I guess, because I think it built up a lot of confidence in us and also the younger players, because a lot of them haven't experienced a win on the varsity level yet. And also for our coach, it was also his first win as a varsity head coach. And so it was just much needed, I think, for the whole program.
Not even as that, as an offensive coordinator. I mean, we got a brand new offensive coordinator that just got a win. So I think it's great for the whole team because, like you said, Kale, a lot of people haven't experienced a varsity win. And I think we'll just start doing like the snowball effect after this and winning more.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely brought our morale up.
Well, everybody in this room, I've coached at some point, and you guys have like just grown. Actually, literally, I think everybody except for Gabe is taller than me. Throughout this process, because I mean, you guys are now, everybody in here is a junior. Where do you think you got all your motivation from? Because a lot of you guys you're doing basketball and you're doing rugby and you're all these other things. What makes you want to keep going on with, being a competitor in football?
I would definitely have to say it's just the guy next to me and everything. I don't really play for myself anymore. I mean, it's the guy that lines up next to me. It's all of this stuff. And that's what makes me keep going at least.
Yeah, it's really hard to beat the brotherhood that comes with football because, like, everyone in this room, I think we've gotten so close we've been playing with each other since... Some of us since 6th grade, some of us since 8th grade, but like we've just kind of like grown up together and like seeing each other grow in the sport and also just like in life. But football is a good, it's just, like I said, it's hard to beat that brotherhood and it's hard to beat Friday Night Lights for sure.
Except we haven't had a real Friday Night Lights.
Yeah,
like
Saturday Night Lights.
No, it's all good. Luke, what do you think?
Probably the biggest thing that keeps me playing is just the fact that I started young and I just enjoy it a lot. And then I've been playing with all these boys for forever, so I definitely play for them along with like just trying to better myself.
Do you guys find yourself like losing a whole lot of motivation coming out 0-3? Did you think coming into the game yesterday, did you know you were going to win? Because being a spectator and also Eric and I, we work the chains along with some of your guys' dads, and like it's hard to watch. It is hard to watch because I feel like you guys lose a lot of motivation. And like I don't know where it's coming from because last year it was motivation all the time. Like everybody was hype on the sidelines. And so like do you guys think you're going to be able to change that aspect of things now that we got a game under our belt and we can keep moving on because it's not even a division win. So where are you guys at?
Well, like last year it was based off like.
There you go.
Okay, good. So last year it was based off of like great, big team, little me, and then Like for us being 0-3, like during that time span, we didn't see a lot of that. And then coming out yesterday, I saw that just with everything. You know what I'm saying?
Especially this week during practice. It was just really different. It felt like how practices felt last year. It was just a lot of intensity, a lot of energy. And it was like how last year, every day after practice, we would go home and we would not want to get up. And so that's I think that really drove us to want to win this game. And I mean, I don't think any of us really lost motivation. It was just more a lot of the other kids, like the younger kids that had not played before, they ended up getting a little intimidated by the 0-3. And so they were, I guess, a little, I don't really know the word, but
unmotivated?
They lost trust in our team, I think, kind of.
Yeah. Jaden, where you stand? Speaking of the mic.
I think a big part of it.
That's not the mic.
I think a big part of it was definitely this week at practice was a lot more intense, like Luke was saying. But us being 0-3, we really had no choice. We had to win this game, and I think that whole intimidating factor. It was, how should I put it? We had a lot of new starters this year, and I think that whole 0-3 thing just intimidated a lot of the younger guys and intimidated the starters. And hearing all the stuff that people were saying outside of school, in the school, just how no one really had faith in us, I think we just really had to get that win. So,
well, compared to last year, I mean, I think a lot of defenses have changed a lot. They're definitely standing inside the box, and that's where you guys are having some issues with, because Chris, that was one of his go-tos is hitting the hole and going. You're never gonna find him again. And the same thing with you guys or Kel is, you're used to, everybody's used to that misdirection and going up, and you're having a hard time doing it. But it's not just our team; it's every team now. Everybody's getting in the box and they're dropping in. What kind of things are you guys going to be going in the future? Are you going to switch it up a little bit? Because as a spectator, again, and Eric, if you have anything to say, you can say it too. The passing game, yesterday we had 2 passes the entire game. Do you think that's something, and you're not going to get in trouble with this, coaches are not going to hate you, they're not going to get mad, but what do you guys think? We have the capability of a long range passing game?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think that it's kind of like it's so different for some of our coaches to rely on like the pass game this year, and because in the past we haven't been in situations where the pass game is needed, and but this year I would really like to see more of the air game, because that first game we threw the ball I think 19 times and for like 200 yards or something like that. I mean, we have the athletes to do it. Like Luke's hard. You can't stop Luke. Like Luke is the best athlete on the field at all time. And then we have kids like Kevin Witcher who, like, we just have the weapons to do it. And I just believe, I believe we can do it if we had the opportunity to. And I've had conversations with the coaches, and I think they're starting to get more comfortable with the idea. But it's definitely a process, and I'm still like trying to like make it a more reality sort of thing. But I don't know. We get in these rhythms, I guess, with like running the ball a lot, and sometimes it's hard for the coaches to think like to go out of it, because that's what we've run for 6 years going on. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know, but if you ask me, I would definitely like to see more of the air game, and like I just wish because we have the weapons to do it, we have the receivers that can do it, and I just like to see more of it, I guess.
Right, and I definitely believe in that too. With Luke, he had me worried. War Eagles, well, you had me worried because your hands were iffy. They were definitely iffy. And you come out and, we get into high school and everything, and then all of a sudden, like, I don't know if you just remembered that you have hands, and I mean, almost everything that's thrown to you, you catch. It's very rare when you drop something.
For the most part, yeah.
Unless it's an open ball down the middle.
Yeah, Luke's really good at getting like the one-handed catch in double coverage, and then if it's wide open on a stop route, he'll probably drop it.
So, and another thing comes down to it, like your line, your offensive line. I know, we have all kinds of different formations. It's one thing after another, but having that line, because we had, I think the entire offensive line.
Yes, sir. We had
gone.
4 out of the 5 graduated last year, and last year we had a really good line when it comes to experience and size. And I think this year has been like a big transition for all of us because everyone on our line except for Grant Tucker are first-year starters for the most part, and we also are like, I wouldn't say we're lacking in size, but I mean we're not the biggest dudes on the field, and it's obvious. But I do believe, like, especially after last night's game, our line is the biggest heart out of everyone on the field. Like kids like Eric Hazlitt, who wears like maybe 170 pounds, out here kicking that dude's butt, who was like 220. He was a big dude. And then I don't know. I just feel like with the buy-in that we have and how close our line is, like, I mean, like Jaden, Dalton, CJ, Eric, and Grant have all like known each other for a long time, and I think that we're definitely going to see more. And we're doing, like, on the run game, we've been averaging like 250 plus yards, almost 300.
I mean, for the past 2 games, I don't know Bear Creek, but we had 300 plus yards on both of those games running.
Exactly.
Alone.
And so, I mean, even though we might not be the biggest guys on the field, but the heart is hard to match on our side of the ball. And I feel like that was really shown last night in the Bear Creek game. And I think it will continue to be shown.
Yeah. And one of the things that I noticed, or have noticed, you got Gabe over here with the big thumbs up, always willing to give a hand. I'm joking. Anyway, but no, I'm only saying that because you got that, and tomorrow we're going to get your ass cleared. It's going to happen.
We need that.
Luke, you've had knee problems. You've had back problems. You have a shoulder problem, Dalton. I don't know if you guys have any issues going on. You were just cleared, Jaden, not so long ago.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's like,
You don't need to make it awkward there, bud.
Yeah, I did break my collarbone over the summer, but I don't really have any issues with it right now. It doesn't hurt anymore, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, but I mean, we have our group of guys, and this is not to take away from any of the other Rampart players, because everybody on the field matters, and without them, we don't have a football team. It doesn't matter, but you guys, I mean, you've all played together for essentially 5 years, maybe more.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's important. The way I look at it is it creates, like you said earlier, a bigger bond. And a lot of these other teams don't have that, because what happened was we went from like War Eagles and War Dogs and all these other teams, and then everybody spread. You know what I mean? So every team that we play in our conference, we're playing against friends, and that's hard to do. But it's basically who's better on that day. And we're coming in. Who do we play next week?
Vista Ridge.
We are Vista Ridge next week.
It's their homecoming.
Oh, yeah.
So, Coach Drew over there, if he's listening, we're going to kick your ass.
Opa!
So, yeah, they need to definitely be ready, and they got a good ball team. I mean, we know they're coached by really good coaches. And another thing that I noticed yesterday was the amount of respect from Bear Creek. I know it didn't seem like it on the field, but we were seeing off the field. They weren't cussing. They weren't talking crap. I'm serious. We were on that side.
I agree. I
Said
thought they were
the field. Okay. On the field's a different
No,
story.
I believe they're classy too.
Yeah, I'm going to weigh in on this because for the last 3 weeks, Drew and your dad and I have been on and this is a new experience for me and for us to be on the sidelines of the other team, to hearing what they're saying the entire game, to hearing what they're calling, hearing what they're changing out, hearing who they're looking for, and things like that. And we haven't a lot of these teams have been real mouthy and haven't been whatever, but I am going to comment on what he said. You guys may have had some whatever on the field, and that's football. It is what it is. But they were on the sidelines, and nobody was saying negative. They weren't saying, oh, he's dirty playing this or he's doing that or anything like that. They were a pretty well-coached team, and towards the end of the game, when you guys went up on the 21-0, they knew they were beat, but they didn't want to lay down. And they were, these guys are good. Let's go out. Let's finish up and do whatever. That one touchdown that you guys on the defense gave up, it was a fluke. It is what it is. And I really like seeing you out on the defense. I like seeing you on the defense. And I was commenting to your dad last night, they need to move you around more. The secondary's been a question. But it seems like you're on the opposite side whenever they're throwing. And towards the end of the game last night, that changed.
Yeah.
And I know that you don't it's a challenge for you to come out and play on the defense as well.
Yes, sir.
But seeing you come out there and covering it with the two of you back there, I think it changes the aspect of the defense.
I agree. I thought our defensive backs looked a lot stronger last night than they have in the first 3 games.
Yeah, they definitely were. Who's number 8?
Randall Butler.
Yeah.
Sophomore this year.
Yeah. So, he's had his ups and downs, but yesterday he pulled it out. I was really surprised by that, and it's tough, man. You can't, for someone to talk crap when you're not on the field, you're not there, you're not doing it. Basically, shut up. You know what I mean? Because you're not there, you're not doing it. We can be spectators all we want, we can be fans, but we're not there. And I know Gabe made a comment saying that something that you guys can all hear me when I'm screaming.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That goes back to the old practices.
Right? But, I only do that because, like, when I'm screaming, like with me, I'm screaming at you guys. And the guys in this room, and, our normal, like our group that's been together for so long, that's why I scream. Dalton, you get pissed off when people scream at you.
Oh, yeah.
Gabe.
Oh, yeah.
Gabe gets pissed off when I have anything to say, even if I'm whispering. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like yesterday, like we're sitting on the sideline, and they're right after halftime, everybody's coming in, and they're talking like all about passing. Like we're starting to pass. We're gonna pass. And like one of the kids, it actually made me laugh a lot. But he goes, "My nipples are cold." and one of the other boys goes over and he goes, "Is that because you're catching balls?" And I'm like, part of me like just wanted to say you probably shouldn't put those in the same category right there. But anyway, so I immediately, Gabe was annoyed with me because you guys were warming up, and I'm screaming for him, and I'm telling him, they're going to start passing. And what ended up happening? They started passing.
They tried to, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys are fun to watch. What are your goals? We'll go around the table. What are your personal goals? What are your goals for football this year? What are upcoming goals? Senior year, or even what you want to do in college. I mean, because you guys have a lot of options.
Okay. My goal for this year.
You got to get closer, man.
Is this better?
Get a little closer.
All right, got it. Okay, so
a little closer.
Oh my god.
Like this.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not doing this. Okay, so my goal for this year.
You can do it, Gabe.
Well, one, to be cleared so I can finish out, and then I don't know, just to be better than I was last year, and then for senior season.
What are your aspirations for this season, though? I mean, you didn't get to play yesterday, so next week is a possibility.
Yeah.
So, what are your aspirations for this season? Because we are almost getting to the point where we're playing nothing but division, and that's where it matters. All this other crap it doesn't matter. And they can look at us as, 1-3. But I mean, what do you want? I mean, do you guys want to be in the playoffs again? Do you want to be recognizable to where people are afraid of playing Rampart Rams?
That was a little corny.
You can call it corny all you want.
That was a little cheesy.
I saw that as a solid.
Yeah,
I liked
honestly,
it. I'm just saying. I thought it was fun.
They should be, like any team that you
one.
guys play, need to be afraid of the Rampart Rams. That's it. They need to be intimidated, and you might not have the biggest line. Who gives a damn? You might not have the best secondary. Who gives a damn? The point is you got to go out there and you have to work. And when you guys find that groove, that's when everything makes sense. You guys put it together, and you put it together well. And I think a win yesterday is a good start. Now go ahead.
Well, like you just said, I want people to be.
Okay, wait. You can't
All
talk
right.
like this. You
I'll
gotta
go last. You go. You can start.
I guess for this year, what I want, like personally, to do is just improve. I mean, of course, I want to get to the playoffs and stuff. I want our team to like find that same brotherhood we had last year, because last year it was just everybody was willing to fight for everybody, and it feels like that dropped off a little bit. And so I think this is really a lot of rebuilding and like us finding who we are, and I think we showed that last night in our game. But other than that, I guess just playoffs and hopefully like proving everybody wrong, because nobody really believes in us after those first 3 losses. And you could see it in our student section. Not as many people were showing up, and like just even people outside, we don't get really any recognition because, I mean, we lost those first 3 games. So I guess just proving people wrong, showing them that we're the real deal still. And it's those first 3 games were just us trying to rebuild and find out who we were.
Right.
And another goal I have for our team is I don't want to be sitting, last year we didn't know if we were making it to the playoffs or not. We were sitting in Pueblo West locker room saying this could be the end of our season. This is the last time we play with some of these seniors. And I want to be in the situation where we know we're making it to the playoffs. There's no chance that we aren't, or there's that little chance again. I want to be sitting in that spot where I know I can go another week with these seniors, because that's what it comes down to. Is we have we've played 6 games. We have 4 games. We have 6 games guaranteed left with some of these kids that we've been playing since 7th grade at Mountain Ridge. And I want to be able to say that I gave it as much as I can for them to have a successful senior year, and not just worry about, you also have to worry about yourself, but I want to make sure we all know that, like, we are there for each other, and we can't win this. We can't go to playoffs, win league without all of each other putting 100% in.
And I think the mindset that you guys need to have is every play is your last play. That's the mindset you guys have to put in. You gotta take it all the way, because he's hurt. Who knows what's gonna happen? Everybody gets hurt. That could be your very last play. So why not go out there and go balls out and make it worth it?
And our coaches really did actually a pretty good job about that this week. Was our new DB coach, I don't know his actual last name, but Coach K, he was talking about one of these athletes that he coached, and he said he was going D1 more than likely, and then in a play he got what did he get, helicoptered off the field with a head injury?
Yeah, Flight for Life had to come get him.
And he was really showing that you need to go 100% every single play, because you never know. This could, like you said, could be the end of it. You may never see the football field. And he was talking about how he would trade any one of your positions just to go to practice again, not even play on a game. And our coaches really, were pointing that out to us and showing that, yeah, it's, you're going to get tired in the game, but it's that person that can push through it. It's that team that can push through the being tired and still perform. That will take you to the playoffs. That will get you your league championships.
Right. Kel, where do you stand?
Well, my big goal for me, I think for our whole team, is to win league. Because win league, it's an automatic playoff spot, and that's been like the goal for all of us. I would say personal goal is just to become a better leader, I guess, and just like learn how to. I think I've done a lot these last 4 games. It's been hard the first 3 games, but I think I've gotten better as being a leader for some of the younger kids, and I think it's a big deal. Like if us older kids, us returning like starters, are just like showing them the way, because we have the experience, they don't. And that's a big thing, is like when you're younger, like I know when I was younger, I looked up to the older guys to show me like where I was going, like to help guide me. And so I'm just trying to be that for the younger guys and just trying to do my part, do my 1/11th, and just make plays for this team, and in hopes that, and I'm very confident that we're going to turn the season around. I feel like last night was a huge stepping stone for us, and I'm very confident in the people that I'm surrounded with. I'm very confident in our coaching staff, and I'm very confident that we have a good, like, we're going to make something happen this year.
Jaden?
Probably the team goal most definitely is to make the playoffs. All we have to do is win league to do that. And people don't really believe we have a chance to win league because we have a team like Pueblo West in our league for our last game. Yeah, Pueblo West is a good, well-coached team, but that doesn't matter. Like, outside, you can have all this hype on the outside, but when we step on the field, it's me and you. That's all that is. And probably my individual goal, man, I just want to prove everybody wrong. Like, coming into this year, after our seniors leaving last year, about us rushing about almost 300 yards a game last year, just proving that just because our seniors are gone doesn't mean we can't do anything different. That's kind of my goal, to make sure we do that.
I just wanted to say, and I was listening to what Luke said, and I was listening to what you said, let them feel that way. Let the people who have written you off, let them feel that way. Let them chalk you off and let them not see you coming. You guys really came together, turned a major corner last night, and stayed strong for 4 quarters. And let them underestimate you. Been underestimating you guys your whole lives. So come together as a team and show them what you guys are made of.
And yeah, that's one thing is we came into this season, what were we, ranked 8?
Yeah.
8 in 4A. And, we came out, lost our first 3 games. I mean, I don't even think we're in top 15 anymore. So teams are looking past us now saying, oh, they ain't going to be nothing. And I personally enjoy that because, when you're one of the best teams in 4A and you play, well, I don't know what we are, but you play one of the worst teams and you get smacked by them, it makes that victory so much better because you should be at a top ranked. We should be a higher ranked, but we didn't play our first 3 games like we should have. I mean, we definitely played Bear Creek like we should have. And when you play coming out like that, it shows that, we are a team that even when we're down, we will still play.
Right. Well, in the 3 games past, like I was saying, we hear a lot of stuff on the sidelines to the point where I felt like I needed to turn around and say something. And you guys all know me, and I have, well,
very little filter.
I have zero. I have zero. You know what's for stupid. So, I really wanted to do that, but all they were doing, like, this team is trash. This team is trash. They suck. We're mowing right through them, and I personally, like I said, I think it's a good thing. Like Eric was saying, I think it's a good thing that you have a record right now where you're at, because people are going to think they're going to come through you guys, and it's just a moment in time. We start hitting these conference games, and they're not going to know what happened. And I don't care how good they are, or if they, they're undefeated, or they got DM3 on the team, and all these other people. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You play your positions. You hit your gaps. You do everything that you've been taught to do in the right way, in a strong way, and you guys are going to come out with your hands, high up in the air.
I think something big that happened before the game yesterday was one of our coaches. He had this whole talk about how we just have to do our job. We have to do our 111th, and the moment that we all start doing our 111th, then we come together, and we're not playing separated. We're all playing towards a single goal. Like resonated, and you got to do what you got to do to win.
You got to do what you got to do to do what you got to do.
Pretty much, yeah. You just have to do your job and worry about yourself first.
Oh, we got some of the guys that ran out of gas. Grab 2 of the chairs from out there, dude.
I actually ran out of gas.
Okay, what's up? Get my food. Caleb.
Yeah, I want my food too.
Are we allowed to eat and drink in here?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. I was
Hey, just put your drinks on the coasters if you guys need here.
It's like the bottles.
That's for Mike, who I do the podcast with. He's a Broncos fan.
Yeah,
That's why there's only one.
that's what's up.
I see.
Thank you.
Are you a Broncos fan because your sister, or are you just an actual Broncos fan?
I've been a Broncos fan since day one.
I'm sorry.
I'm a Bronco fan because I grew up in Colorado, and so even though we're
Crackheads.
You know, you lost to the Packers.
I mean, we're having a rough start.
It's a rough start. You know, we went 0-3. The Broncos are going 0-3. You never know. They're gonna turn the season around.
Yeah, well, it's cool. You lost to the Packers, so
It's okay.
no Broncos fan
That's
can
a
talk
good
trash to me.
I only watch
Well,
college football.
Packers are a good team, but they're not that good, and they just they killed the Broncos. They killed them.
It happens.
Because the Broncos suck.
It's because the Broncos suck. You guys are funny. All right, so now we got a couple more people. We got Caleb. It just came in, and we have Kobe. So we're going to try to make this work with the microphones and everything else. So you don't have to have
Look at your
the
dad,
earphones
Gabe.
on.
Look at your dad. Does he have headphones on?
I feel cool with them on. So
You feel cool.
Smart.
All right, so why were you guys late? Caleb, go speak into the mic.
The car was like on E, so when we had to drop off the food, Kobe's mom's lunch, and then my phone died and his phone was at 1 the whole entire time, so we had to we were literally speeding the whole entire way down here, so. Okay, sorry, we weren't. We were going 20 under, sorry.
All right, so I made a rule when you guys come in, and it already smells like food and everything, but you may not fart in this podcast.
I don't know, why are you looking at it?
Well, I don't know.
We
Kobe?
know why we're looking at you.
There will be 0 farts in this room, because it's already warm enough. So, you were injured. You busted up your knee.
Yeah.
You're going to be ready for Vista next week?
No, not Vista, Whitefield, so that's like in 2 weeks.
You kept telling me Vista.
I was at first, and then she moved it back another week.
Okay.
Yeah, just because she wanted me to double, I don't know, she just wasn't comfortable with me coming back yet.
Okay. All right. And, all right, so out of everybody, yeah, sorry, we're running out of airplane water over there. So out of everybody in this room, by a full collective, who's the craziest?
Well, define crazy.
Yeah. Well, how
Define crazy.
We talked.
All right, we'll go 2 different ways. We'll go field crazy and off field crazy. I mean,
Luke, both. I think probably Luke's field crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just feel like Luke has a screw loose somewhere, and so, and so when that's I don't know, if you make Luke mad on the field, it's hard to get him down. And same with Dalton too. Dalton gets pretty fired up pretty easily.
I mean, I genuinely thought about killing one of our teammates yesterday.
Oh, yeah, when you got the penalty and he comes out and socks the dude for no reason.
Yeah. That was a
Yeah, you punched Coleman.
Yeah, I punched our own teammate because he retaliated towards.
And so you retaliated on him?
Yeah, because I just wanted.
I didn't see that.
I did all this work to get this kid mad at me, so he threw a punch, and then Coleman comes from behind and pushes him in the back. And I lost my voice on that one play.
In the back of the head.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was a little angry, but I think Dalton, you're a little crazy. Except for he's the more silent kind of crazy.
That's the craziest.
He's got a look, and it's terrifying.
And he has a sledgehammer too.
Yeah.
So
He walks
Let me
around
tell you,
with
we
his
ain't never
sledgehammer.
losing a team fight.
you can ask Gabe. We've already been down that road before, and Eric.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Gabe's definitely the most craziest off the field.
I don't know about that. I think I still might take that one.
You're taking credit for your own self. This is good.
I'm not very bright.
Now I'm curious because I didn't know this.
We're not telling the story.
No, yeah. Let's not go into it.
Okay,
We can have this conversation later.
I still want to know, but yeah. So Gabe's crazy off the field, but all of you guys, I mean, you all have your own ways of doing things. Do you find yourself being a better football player when you're mad, or when you're just completely relaxed, and whether it's going good or bad?
I think defensively, if I'm playing mad, I'm playing a lot better. But offensively, if I'm playing mad, I'm a little out of control. And so, like, running routes and trying to catch the ball, trying to stay focused, that's really hard. So I think being relaxed when I'm on offense is always good. But you have to be able to flip that switch sometimes. And you got to, like, be able to have different ways of playing. I'm a lot less aggressive on offense, except for when I have to jump up and get a ball or something.
You're like Sylvester Stallone in Over the Top, and you guys won't even know that movie.
I know it.
Okay, thank you.
Wrestling movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's arm wrestling, but he would do this. He would put it. He would have his hat on forward, and then like he flips the switch, and once he turns it backwards, it's like game over.
Entry DEFCON 3.
It's the Royer.
That's what that's called.
Oh yeah.
There's 3 stages to the Royer. It's
There's
the
4.
The hat is forward. The hat is backward.
The hat is off.
The hat is off.
And
the
in
hat
his
is
hand.
crushed.
No, the hat is off and in his
then-
hand, and then the hat is on the ground.
And then when the hat's on the ground, we're not practicing anymore. We're at the fence.
When you see the hat get thrown, you just start running to the.
Okay, so what's the word?
He loses his voice a lot because he screams, and then we can't really hear him. And then he just makes us run, and it's awful.
We don't run that much.
Yeah, we don't.
We haven't ran because we know better.
Yeah, after Royer left, we realized.
Well, even last year, like just being a linebacker coach, I mean, he would go crazy on the field.
Yeah,
Oh, he
I
still
love
does
that though.
that's
He
awesome.
brings so much fire to the game, and it's like I don't know. It gets a lot of people going. It gets me going. I know that.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun. It's a good time.
Or like on that kickoff where Bear Creek ran into the back and fumbled their own ball,
Mm-hmm.
and we recovered it. I mean, you're talking, I don't know, at like a 5'6", 5'7", man, jumping up, throwing. You're seeing him above you're seeing him above like Luke's helmet level, jumping up, and that gets showing that our coach is that dedicated to us, that he's willing to put that much like intensity into the game.
He's a competitor.
Yeah. And it's amazing. Like, I love that because, it fires me up a lot.
Well, it has to. I mean, as a coach, you have to be able to have that that push. Not everybody liked the way I coached, but I can damn well tell you that if I'm yelling at you, or if I come up and I whisper to you and I'm saying what I say, you know what's expected. You know what I mean? And I think he probably has the same mentality. What are you whispering about? Why you're naked?
Yeah.
Your face is naked?
Yeah, why?
He shaved last night and he already almost has a beard again. That's even worse.
You shaved this morning and it looks like that?
That's a grown man right there. That's a grown man.
Gabe has 3 kids and is paying child support for another.
Yeah, he drops the kids
You
off.
look 30.
Yeah, he drops the kids off, then comes to school.
So yeah, and Gabe, like, he doesn't like when I yell at him on the field, but excuse me. So I can't. Was it the second game? I think it was the second game. Who did we play?
Chatfield.
I think, and it might have been the first game. Yeah, Dakota Ridge. I don't know. Anyway, Gabe wasn't getting into it with one of the other players, and like after they're done pushing each other and everything, he goes up and he does this like weird side clap.
No, that was during the scrimmage.
What it doesn't matter. Anyway, he goes up and he's like, and I'm like, what the hell is this kid doing? Like, but he was all up in his face and stuff. So now, like, when I want to like yell at him, and like I know he hears me, he ignores me. But I from this, even from the doing the chains, I'm like doing the same thing, and he already knows what I mean, because we're not allowed to like really yell from the chains, which is like really hard for me. Like it's
hard for my dad too.
Yeah. We still do a little bit.
Struggles, yeah.
Your dad's the funniest because, and Mark too. But I didn't know a whole lot about that. We've obviously been around each other for a long time, but some of the stuff that he says, like if someone screws up, like especially like if you do something wrong, man, the words that come out of his mouth, like are the words that I want to say every single time that Gabe like doesn't have a good read or anything like that.
Do it.
I can't. We'll have a sideline penalty, and then they'll take us off the chains. But yeah, it's fun to be around all these guys. But it's even better because I'm glad that we're able to be on the field and see you guys up close and personal. Because being in the stands, if you guys can hear me all the way on the field, the people next to me, they don't like me. They don't like me at all.
Have you guys ever heard my dad's like loud clap? The atomic clap. Oh, yeah. You guys hear that from the stands? I can hear it every game, no matter how packed it is. But I can hear it whenever something happens. I'm like, oh, hi, Dad. Like, I know he's watching.
Yeah, Eric has this like this silent. Oh, yeah. He has this like silent yes. It's like yes. Like,
And I got nothing on that either because we really had to edit what we say on the sidelines this year. It's been an entirely different experience.
Yeah, but yeah, the silent yes always gets me. And it was, I think your guys' freshman year, actually, or no, it was War Eagles. And
everything happened War Eagles year.
Yeah,
that was an interesting year.
And Dalton, you were like going completely like crazy on the field. Like you were like off the charts, and you know I was help coaching and everything like that, and your dad was doing the chains, and so you were about to like just hurt somebody, and I start screaming, Dalton, you know better, get the hell away from there. And your dad looks at me and he's like, no. And I was like, not my kid. Not my kid.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I was getting loud, but he like he was doing the silent yes, but with a silent no. It's like no.
And he sees it. He knows it when it's coming. He doesn't want to look over, but every once in a while he looks over and he's like, yeah, okay. And then we just go this direction, and that's that.
Yeah. So, I mean, you guys all have your own playing status or style. Works for me. I mean, if it works for you, it works for me. Sportsmanship to me is like really important. You know what I mean? You put someone on their butt, what do we do?
Help them back up.
Pick them back up. I don't think slapping on the butts are like okay anymore, I guess, in football. I don't know why, but yeah, you just, give them that tap and get them the hell out of there and do it the next play. Keep doing it over and over and over again. Without giving too much information about next week, what do we plan on doing?
Winning.
Playing hard.
I think our defense is going to be a really key part in this game. They have big dudes up front on defense and offense, and if they can't score, there's no way they can win. So I think our defense is a key part in this game.
I think our O-line and D-line, like if they can get a push this week, there's no way. I think we can beat them.
All I know is I think all of us have a lot of respect for Vista Ridge and the kids there because we've grown up with a lot of those kids, and they're great athletes. Vista always has great athletes, and also Coach Drew. I know me and Gabe for sure as playing for him. Mm-hmm. He's a really good coach. A lot of respect for him, and it's always fun going out and playing them. And I think like we're all just excited for that game because it's gonna be packed. It's their homecoming. They always have a good stands. I think we're really excited. But I know one thing that's like standing out from their team is they do have a true like a freshman quarterback, and that's gonna be interesting to see. I know I do some training with him, and he's a good guy, really good quarterback, really skilled. But at the end of the day, he is 14, so it's like, I mean, from what he's shown, he can play, and I'm excited to see it, and I'm excited to like go up against it, and I think I'm really excited just to see how we do, and I'm excited for the game in general.
Nice. Yeah, I think you guys go out there and just punch him right in the mouth. I mean, not literally, but, you know.
Well, with Coleman, he'll probably take that literally.
Yeah, not very bright.
Or Logan.
Oh, yeah. Logan.
So, but, yeah, they have a really great team. They have a really – and, like Justice, that's always my go-to because the dude's like a complete nasty individual. And super talented. I'm just saying, double teams are not going to hurt for this guy that's like a little bit over 300 pounds.
Oh, agreed. Their D line is very strong, and their D line.
He's 305. Justice
isn't Justice a grade below us too?
Yeah.
It's a big sophomore. But yeah, their D line is solid. I know they have E-Man, who we played with. Me and Luke did. Really good guy. Really good at He's really good at what he does. And their DBs will be good too, like Amir and all of them. A lot of respect for all those guys in general, and I'm just excited to play them. Like, because now we're upperclassmen. Now it's like really us versus them, like it was when we were younger. Mm-hmm. It'll be good. I'm really excited.
And I mean, it kind of goes all the way back into our 8th grade spring season when we played them. Because, I mean, a lot of those kids are the starting varsity team now, and it's us. A lot of the kids that played on our team are the starting varsity kids. So, I mean, that was kind of like the preview going into this game. And, I mean, that was a good game back then.
Yeah, we've had good games with them growing up, always. Like, it's always a good game with Vista.
And now that both teams have improved dramatically, I mean, it's going to be a dogfight. I mean, it's not going to be one that's just handed to you. It's going to be probably coming down to, the fourth quarter, who wants it more, who's willing to push through the pain and being tired to get this win.
Right. Well, I know Gabe sent it out to some of you guys, but I made kind of like a pump up song for you guys to like walk out to. I was hoping that like it would be this last game, but Gabe got hurt, so I just didn't do it. But you guys tell me. I mean, this should pump you up.
Here I come. You can't hide.
Hey, fellas, we ain't gonna ever back down from nobody. I don't care who it is. This is a brotherhood. And if we stand strong together, we can't be denied. If one of us go down, we have another, and another, and another that's ready to fight. So let's hit this field and bang them, bang them, bang them. Somebody light me up.
Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. Am I high? Perhaps I'ma rip this shit till my bone collapse, till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. Am I high? Perhaps I'ma rip this shit till my bone.
Till I collapse, I'm spilling these raps. Long as you feel them, till the day that I drop, you'll never say that I'm not killing them.
If we could run out to that, that'd be
I know. That would be awesome.
You should have it out there for warm-ups too, bro.
Yeah,
Liberty's
next
our
home
next
game will be homecoming.
Yeah, we're walking out to
Liberty.
that. We're walking out to that.
Definitely.
I like
It gets you hype, right?
Yeah, I like that.
especially against Liberty. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and Liberty. I'm like that guy on Facebook. Just. All right. Do you guys have anything else to say? We're about to hit an hour. Even though some of you guys weren't here because you had to get food and run out of gas.
The food is much appreciated, though.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I didn't
tasted
get
very
any.
good.
Yeah.
So, any last words? I mean, it's a good time. We're about to be done.
Thank you for having us on.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity.
Appreciate it a lot.
It really showed. I mean, a lot of our mindsets going in like these next couple of weeks and what we've had, and I think it was just a great opportunity to let some of the people I don't know who all listens to this. I mean,
9 million strong.
All right, well, it shows. I mean that.
9 million. Well, hello, I'm Kobe Young. Snapchat Kobe Young 1.
It's 9 million combined over about 2.5 years. So so my last podcast that we just had with a comedian, we already almost surpassed 400,000.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So yeah, say what you want before we out.
I danced.
I mean, watch out for us. I mean, we're definitely a team that will start competing with you. I mean, we have competed, so if you're, one of these Colorado Springs schools, we aren't afraid of you. Or Colorado's teams in general, we aren't afraid to play you guys.
But we respect you.
We do respect you.
I like that. And we respect you.
Definitely keep just thinking what you want to think about us, but sooner or later you guys are going to realize that we're going to come out and try and prove prove that we can be the best and we can play with the best. So,
and especially that we're not that team that's going to back down. If you throw a punch, I promise you we're going to get back up.
Yep. Well, I'm a believer. I know Eric's a believer.
Absolutely, and I think that win came at the right time last night.
100% agree. We needed that. Much needed.
Yep. I was watching you guys after the game. You guys needed that. It was good morale. It was a good come-together team. You guys got a good week to build on everything. I think everybody's healthy. Nobody's hurting real bad. Nobody's got any real problems we don't want to talk about on the radio anyway. We'll get our one guy cleared in the next day. But you guys take everything that you did last night and you build for it for this weekend. And then you got a bye week, so you can keep building on it for there till we go into league.
Yes, sir.
All right, so last thing, just for those that don't know you, and we already did introductions, but I want to do outros. So go ahead and give me your name and number.
Gabe Knapp, number 23.
Caleb Lopez, I don't have one yet, so.
Hurt.
Hurt. ACL injury.
Luke Pavlika, number 20.
Dalton Slaughter, number 64.
Kobe Young, 13.
Kale Cormany, 10.
Jaden Young, 54.
It's going to be game over, right? Go to work. All right, you guys.
Opa!
All right, thanks for coming in.